The Great Molasses Flood of 1919, a sticky disaster in Boston. Imagine walking down a sunny street, the air crisp and the smell of fresh bread wafting from a bakery. Suddenly, a deafening roar rips through the air, the ground trembles, and a giant wave of molasses? That's exactly what happened in Boston on January 15, 1919, in an event that became known as the Great Molasses Flood. The culprit was a massive, 50-foot-tall wooden tank holding 2.3 million gallons of molasses, a thick syrup used for everything from rum to medicine. This sticky giant stood in Boston's North End, its weight straining the aging wooden supports. As winter thawed, the molasses warmed, expanding and putting even more pressure on the tank. Around lunchtime, the inevitable happened. With a thunderous groan, the tank gave way. A 35-foot wave of molasses, viscous and powerful, surged down the narrow street, demolishing buildings, snapping utility poles, and sweeping people off their feet like rag dolls. The force was so immense it even ripped a fireboat from its moorings and sent it hurtling down the street. The molasses flood wasn't just a watery disaster, it was a sticky nightmare. The thick syrup clung to everything, coating streets, houses, and even people in a brown, cloying goo. Rescue efforts were slow and messy, with workers struggling to move through the molasses and reach trapped victims. Sadly, 11 people perished in the flood, and dozens more were injured. Cleaning up the molasses was a Herculean task. Horses pulling plows struggled to loosen the sticky goo, and firefighters used scorching water to melt it away. It took weeks to clear the streets, and the smell of molasses lingered in the air for months. The Great Molasses Flood may be a bizarre footnote in history, but it left behind a legacy of lessons. It highlighted the importance of safety and structural integrity, especially for large storage tanks. And it served as a reminder of the unexpected forces that can disrupt even the most ordinary day. So, the next time you enjoy a spoonful of molasses, remember the day it turned a bustling city into a sticky, sugary disaster. Thanks for joining me on this dive into the sticky history of the Great Molasses Flood. Remember, history isn't always about wars and presidents, sometimes, it's about giant tanks of syrup and the unexpected ways they can change a city. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep your feet clear of any suspicious-looking wooden tanks. Share your thoughts on the Great Molasses Flood in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more weird and wonderful historical adventures.